The government once said, "Bring us dead rats and we'll pay you." And people said, "What if we just start breeding rats instead?" What was supposed to solve a problem accidentally turned it into a business model. And this isn't just a one-off. This happens all the time. They're called perverse incentives, and once you see them, you start noticing them everywhere. Here's the idea. Super simple. A perverse incentive is when you reward something, and people respond in the worst way possible. Not because they're evil, but because they're efficient. They don't follow the spirit of the rule, they follow the reward. And if there's a loophole, they will find it, and they absolutely will abuse it. One of the most prolific examples comes from India, when there were way too many cobras. So the government said, dead cobra equals cash. Problem solved, right? For about 5 minutes. Because then someone realized, wait, I can just farm cobras. And suddenly people are running full-on snake operations, breeding them, killing them, and cashing in. Industrial scale cobra business. So the government shuts it down and all the farmers go, cool, so now these are worthless. And then they released all the snakes, of course, which means there are now more cobras than ever before. Perfect. Question. If somebody paid you $10 per mosquito, how long before you became a mosquito farmer? Exactly. Another great example of this is from Hanoi. They tried the same thing with rats, but instead of whole rats, they only needed the tails. And this is where it gets ridiculous. People started catching rats, cutting off the tail, and then letting them go, because one rat equals multiple future payouts. That's not pest control, that's rat investing. And yes, some people started bringing more rats into the city, because demand was high. And it gets worse, because now we're doing it to ourselves. Some police departments set arrest targets. More arrest equals less crime. But think about it. If your job depends on hitting a number, do you go after the hardest criminals or the easiest ones? So what happens? You get a spike in low-level arrests because they're fast, predictable, safe. Meanwhile, bigger crimes take longer, riskier, less guaranteed, so they get deprioritized. The system didn't reward justice, it rewarded numbers. It's like grading a chef purely on how fast did you cook the meal, not was it edible? Hospitals introduce wait time targets. Treat patients faster. Everyone agrees, great idea. But then hospitals start playing the time games, moving patients around to reset the clock, rushing people through, optimizing for the metric, not the outcome. So on paper, everything looks amazing. In reality, it's messy, because the system rewarded speed, not necessarily care. And this next one, you've probably lived through it. Schools are judged on test scores. So what do schools do? They optimize for test scores, not learning, not curiosity, not thinking, just how do we make this number go up? So you get teaching to the test, ignoring everything else, and sometimes straight up cheating. Because again, the reward isn't educate students, it's increase the number. And this is where it gets uncomfortable, because this isn't about rats, or cobras, or schools. It's about how humans work. We like to think, if people know the right thing, they'll do it. But that's not how our behavior works. Behavior follows incentives, every time, no exceptions. This shows up everywhere. Sales teams pushing bad products to hit targets, clickbait titles designed to get clicks, social media algorithms rewarding outrage, businesses cutting quality to boost short-term profits. Same pattern, different costume. So here's a thought. Any system you can think of right now, your job, your gym, your bank, your favorite app, just ask yourself, if I wanted to game the system, could I? Because if the answer is yes, someone is already doing it. Perverse incentives don't come from bad people. They come from badly designed systems. And the scariest part, most of them look completely normal until you realize they're rewarding the exact thing they were meant to stop.